Hello. Do you know what products or items you need to start stamping? My name is Amanda Farlinger, and I help busy women create memories while crafting cards and scrapbook layouts using stamps, ink, and paper. So, are you maybe someone new to stamping, or are you still building your crafting stash? Well, today I'm going to show you my favorite items of what I think every crafter should have when either they're getting started or everyday things that they'll need to craft. So I really love showing, a pile, all this stuff. See all this stuff? It's kind of hard. But this here is, I forgot to add it up, $165 plus $91 of product right here. And you can get it by purchasing the starter kit for $135 with no shipping, which is pretty awesome. And so this offer is valid until May 31st, 2022, and it's the in color starter kit. So I'm going to share a project using these items and share with you some of the details along the way. All right, so we're going to slide some of this out of the way. So first up, we have the Flowers of Friendship stamp set, and it has a coordinating punch. So this here, that's the stamp set. And of course, the stamp set needs blocks. And this one also coordinates with a punch. And the punch is the Flowers and Leaves punch. So we're going to use those today. And then we have two blocks. So we have block E and block B. So the catalog will tell you if this is a stamp set or punch that you're not like drawn to, then I would suggest looking through the catalog and even the mini catalog and seeing something that's about $50, I think it was $55 for these two together, that you could swap out. So anything under $55 and you should be good and still be able to get everything else. All right, so we're going to stamp using one of the new in colors, which is Sweet Sorbet. And we're going to stamp our flower a couple different types. And of course, we need some ink. And for this, we're going to use the Memento Black. Now, in this kit, we also have one of each of the new five in colors. So you could stamp using these, but we're going to use the Memento Black. All right. So stamp, 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 or ink, ink, ink. And we just need one of these. And we're going to need some way to clean our stamp so we can put it back. So also in this bucket is a Simply Chamois. This is a full size, and I've cut mine in half. Mine's well loved. Yours will be too. And you just add some water to it. And then you just lightly smoosh your stamp into the Simply Chamois. And then you just rinse it with water. Perfect. All right, next we're going to do the larger flower. Put that on our block. And I think we need 4 of these. So this is Sweet Sorbet, but I'm going to show you a card created using, I think it's Orchid Oasis. Where did it go? Yeah, Orchid Oasis, my favorite new purple. I'm a purple person. I love purple. All right, so put that stamp back in the case. All right, now, before I clean up the stamp and punch stamp too far, we do need some leaves. So we're going to use Memento. Actually, let's do something a little different for this one. We're going to use the Parakeet Party ink. And one thing with the punches, because I like to punch upside down so I can see what I'm punching, is then it's nice to know which way to put the stamp. So here it kind of lines up. So I'm going to put 2 of those because I really only need 2. All right. So put this stamp away so I don't lose it. And then we can get to punching. All right. So to unlock our punch, we just click up and it pops open. I like writing the name of the punch on the side so that way I don't have to look it up each time. And then punch and punch. Okay. Save the 2 pieces. Move the stuff away. And then we can punch. I'm going to start on this side. Punch. Move the leaves away so I don't get them all. Punch. So you can create a bunch of these cards really, really quickly by punching, stamping, and then punching and assembling. Now, this one, I do need, whoops, I'm dropping things on the floor. I didn't pay attention to where I should stamp that one, so we'll just trim off a little bit just so it fits in the punch. It's always fun to see where all the little pieces are going to fly. All right. So I have some extras here, and that's okay. The snips were not part of it, but you can use any nice scissors. I like our paper snips, but that wasn't part of the whole package I put together here for you, just to show you everything that you could get. And feel free to substitute any of these items for something that is more your style. All right, so I really don't need that one. Next up, we have some tear and tape adhesive. This I don't use a lot of, but I found that putting these together, it was easier to use the tear and tape than it was to use glue dots. It's stuck together. So you just want a little piece and putting it right over the center. And we're going to layer this 3 times here. I think we'll just do 3, so that's an extra one. And then we're going to use a bone folder. So here's a bone folder. So if you already have one, you might want to switch that out. So the kit is 100% customizable. So if you do have any of these items, then you can choose what you'd like to replace it with. And if you need help choosing, please let me know, because I would love to help you out to get the most out of this kit. All right, so there's part of it. So we don't need the bone folder at the moment. So this part, we're going to use my favorite glue. This is the liquid glue. We're just going to put a little bit in the center. You could use the tear and tape, but because this flower is a lot smaller, so we're just going to curl up the edges before we glue it down. So because this flower is a lot smaller, I figured the tear and tape might be a little bit too big, too much. All right. So there's our little flower. I have a little bit of glue sticking out, but that's not a big deal. And then we take another piece of the tear and tape. We're going to put that on the back. Oops. And then, I may not have put it close enough. So then we want to stick our leaves to it, like so. Now another little tip you can do, little trick, is you then can put a little bit of tear tape on the back side. All right, so there is our flower. We'll smush it back up a little bit here in a minute. Now that is not looking like sweet sorbet color that it actually is, but that is okay. All right, so next up, we have our in color cardstock. So you would receive 5 colors and so a whole pack of cardstock. And I also put a basic white cardstock. So then you can use this for sentiments, for the inside of the card, to create other projects. So you have lots of cardstock to get you going here. All right, so we're going to use some sweet sorbet, and we need that bone folder again. Now, a trimmer is not included in this bundle I've put together, but if you don't have a trimmer, you can substitute out some items. All right, where'd my piece of basic white go? Oh, there it is. So I forgot to stamp the greeting. So we're going to do little card, big thanks, I think. Does it fit? It does fit. All right. So we'll grab our block B again, and we'll use our black. Actually, let's use some sweet sorbet. Why not? And to open up, you just pull this way. I hardly ever open mine all the way. All right, so there, not too bad. Remember to clean your stamp, close up your ink pad, put the stamp away. There we go. All right, so I'm going to show you the designer paper that's included with this package. So the in color 6x6 designer series paper. So I don't have this yet in my stash, and I kind of wish I have. So maybe I will add that to my wish list. There's a lot of things on my wish list, but instead I'm going to use the Tea Boutique, which is this one here. So the Tea Boutique has these 5 colors plus some other colors in it. So you're not able to swap out the designer series paper, but I wanted to show you that in your starter kit, you will receive this pack, just so you're aware. All right, so I have this piece from that Tea Boutique 6x6 designer paper, and you can't forget your deluxe foam mat to be able to help line up your items. Back to our liquid glue. And this is like 3 inches by 3 1/4. So we wanted to go, oh, I'm going to turn this around. I guess I didn't have to turn that around all the way. Anyway, so this is the fold over here. And then I'm going to stick this kind of center. You might want it down a little farther. I put it down a little farther, my other card. I'm looking at my other card over there. I'll show it to you in a minute. Oh, it moved. No. Liquid glue, you can pop it up real quick and fix it without too much issues. One of my favorite reasons why I like the liquid glue. All right, so now we're just going to put this little edge on it with a pair of scissors. And we want the tear tape again, because why not? So we have this little piece that we put on earlier to hold our leaves down. I'm going to put another piece just so this flower really sticks, because there's a couple different layers here. And then we'll fluff up the petals. All right, so I'm going to put it in the right spot. It goes up here. And if you want, you can take your bone folder to help you. Smoosh that up a little. There we go. Okay. So now we can take our liquid glue. Put on our sentiment. This is really high up. Should have rethunk that. Oh well. Too late now. Put that there. And to finish off our card, we have rhinestones. So we're going to plop a medium-sized rhinestone in the center of our flower. Oopsie, like so, while I lose another rhinestone. And to finish off, to be able to send our card, we need a pack of envelopes. So these are basic white envelopes that there's 40, I think it's 40, yeah, 40 a pack. So you'd be all set to go with some postage. All right, so let's recap on our in color starter kit. Package here. So we have basic white, 5 in colors. We have some envelopes to be able to send our cards. Some rhinestones. We have 2 blocks, a stamp set with a coordinating punch, some tear tape and liquid glue. We have a bone folder, and to clean our stamps, the Simply Chamois. Plus, we also have black Memento ink and designer series paper, which I don't have, and 5 new in color ink pads. So all of this for $135. So let's just move this out of the way a little bit. The other card I made uses the Orchid Oasis, which is one of my new favorite colors, especially because it's purple. So this is the one we made today using Sweet Sorbet. And here is the one I made with Orchid Oasis. So you can see the little bit of differences there with the inks I've used on the leaves and the sentiment. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And all of these items are items I think that when you're starting out, you should invest in. And as you do more crafting, investing in some other products as well, like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and maybe a Stamparatus, or maybe more cardstock, and more and more and more. So if you need any help, let me know, and I'll be back with another video. Thank you.